Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Buffalo Sports Center. Once again, I am Don, and today we are going to preview this Week 11 matchup between the 5-5 Buffalo Bills and the 4-5 New York Jets. This game will be live 4:25 on CBS on Sunday. America is going to see an absolutely sad game. And I'll talk about why it's going to be a very sad and boring game to watch. But before I do, make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, join the Discord, follow us on TikTok as well. Of course, subscribe here on the YouTube. All of those links are down in the description below, so check those out. Now, let's talk about this matchup a little bit, and I can't start off without saying that the Bills on offense were terrible again against the Denver Broncos. Tried to win it again, too little too late. The defense choked at the end of the game, gave up some critical plays. There was 12 men on the field for what could have been a game-winning or game-missing field goal from Will Lutz for the Denver Broncos. But for now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the offensive side of the ball here for Buffalo, and I got to mention that offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey was fired yesterday after the game. I haven't made a video talking about my thoughts. I was spilling right here. I think Ken Dorsey is a scapegoat. Sean McDermott's just trying to keep himself alive because, let's be frank, this has been an absolutely embarrassing season for the Buffalo Bills. They were Super Bowl contenders going into it. They may not even make the playoffs now. So it's looking really dire for McDermott. In a last-gasp move for himself, he decides to fire a very maligned offensive coordinator. And for those watching from Pittsburgh, that's how you do it. That's how you fire a terrible OC. Dorsey was pretty bad, but again, he isn't on the field. He's not the one attempting to execute these plays. And for the Bills, there were just too many turnovers on the offensive side of the ball. James Cook had a couple fumbles, including one that came off of a botched snap and handoff between him and Josh Allen. Allen threw 2 interceptions. Gabe Davis he dropped the ball, which turned into a miraculous interception for Denver. So it just wasn't a good game whatsoever. Terrible offensively. Josh Allen, where has he been all season long? It's just been turnovers after turnovers after turnovers. The man looks broken. Something has happened to him where maybe it's the Madden curse, because he has been terrible. He's had 6 straight games with a turnover now. That's the highest in his career. He's playing some of the worst football of his NFL career as well, stretching back to his rookie year in 2018. He just doesn't look right. James Cook, on paper, he had a very productive day, but I mentioned he had 2 fumbles, and he had a 3rd fumble, which he very luckily was able to recover and continue running, actually, and that helped set up the Bills' 3rd touchdown of the game. So for Buffalo on offense, they're going to look for a breath of fresh air with new OC Joe Brady, formerly of LSU and Carolina. He'll be calling the plays. They'll be maybe trying to get a spark, but if you're a Bills fan watching this or a Jets fan who remembers Week 1, I wouldn't expect anything too different schematically from this offense. Still expect a lot of shotgun plays here. Now, for the Jets defense, they're the only reason why this team is still in these games. They've been playing fantastic. I want to call out Quinnen Williams, who, despite not having the sacks there, has been playing extremely well for the Jets this year. Jermaine Johnson, Jamie Sherwood, C.J. Mosley has been phenomenal at the linebacking position this year, and once again continues to be one of the more underappreciated defenders in the NFL. And the secondary for New York, they are fantastic. I feel like a broken record because I said most of the same things in that Week 1 preview video between the Bills and Jets, but Sauce Gardner has been really good this year. Jordan Whitehead, if you remember him, Bills fans, he had 3 interceptions on that opening Monday night game against Josh Allen and the Bills. So hopefully Jordan Whitehead doesn't decide to go off again. DJ Reed has been really good. Tony Adams, same thing. He's been extremely good for New York. And for the Jets defense, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They're one of the most talented. They are a Super Bowl worthy defense. The only problem is on the offensive side of the ball, it's been really frustrating. turnovers, missed opportunities, and Zach Wilson is why the Jets are not above 500 at the moment. They could have been 5-4 had they taken their chances against the Las Vegas Raiders last Sunday night, but they didn't. Instead, Zach Wilson and the offense kind of fumbled their way to the red zone before kicking for field goals, and on what could have been a game-winning drive towards the tail end of the fourth quarter, Zach Wilson threw a costly interception to Robert Spillane of the Raiders. And it's been pretty much as expected with Wilson. He hasn't been all that great. He's had his moments here and there, especially when he gets out of the pocket, but he just isn't finding his receivers, his weapons good enough. Breece Hall has been very shifty. He's been really good. Look out for him to be productive in this weekend's game. I can't really say the same thing, though, about Dalvin Cook, because Dalvin Cook has not really been that good this year, and he tried to get out of New York before the trade deadline. It didn't get his permission granted, actually, and he remains a New York Jet as the RB2. Now, their weapons, Garrett Wilson, of course, continues to have a solid season for the Jets. Allen Lazard has had his moments here and there, but without a reliable quarterback, you can't really expect these guys to have all that productive those stats. But especially for the run game, look for them to get going this weekend, because they are facing, as I keep saying, a very banged up Bills defense. They were without Micah Hyde, Christian Benford. Terrell Bernard did play on Monday night, but he didn't look 100%. And this defense is barely surviving. And unfortunately, and despite what we all try to say, it's been kind of their fault that the Bills are losing these games at the moment, because they have given up touchdown winning drives, field goal winning drives for the opposing team against the Jaguars, against the Patriots, the Bengals, the Broncos. All of these drives have been either to seal the game or win the game, and the Bills defense just hasn't been clutch. It seems like every time the Bills offense actually does something, the Bills defense responds by going, we actually really don't like Sean McDermott. We're going to try to get his ass fired. And they are really doing a good job at that, because the Bills are now 5-5. The defense is barely hanging on for their lives at the moment, and the Bills are only entering their toughest stretch of the season. But folks, let me know what you think about this matchup. Do you think the Bills are going to pull one out here? I don't really know. I'm not too confident about it. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. I was Don. And now have some fun as you look at our BSC panel and their predictions for this Week 11 matchup.
Sideline incomplete. Jets do have a timeout. They don't take it. Bass hits the upright. It's